Yeah. Did you did you finish off your dinner the next night?
Yeah, actually, I had it for lunch the next day.
So it's kind of funny. We had three different places in mind, and they were all closed, and we ended up taking them to a Mexican restaurant favorite of ours, and they do not skimp on the portions. All right, guys. So welcome February 1st. Can you believe January's already gone for 2023?
Wow.
I know.
What?
Absolutely crazy. Season's going to be here before we know it. So, but tonight is the first live calling clinic for multi people. And I like how Mr. Larry just jumped right into the deep end of the pool and decided let's just start with Chuckles.
Might as well start with the hardest, right? Then it gets easier from there.
Yeah, until we get to the lip ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that Chuckle's harder than the lip ball.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion.
I don't know. I know a lot of people struggle with the lip ball more than they do the Chuckles, especially when you break it down. So, all right. So Sandy doesn't have any neighbors knocking on the door yet. Jim tried practicing, but he ended up getting in coughing fit. So, Larry, how did your practice go over the last 2 weeks?
Well, I don't know that I got any better, and I don't know that I got any worse.
Okay.
But and that's why we're doing this, so you can pick out, okay, here's what you're doing wrong, Larry.
Oh, so I only get to pick. So, okay, so I know how this night's going to go. So I'm only instructed to pick out things Larry's failing on. Jim and Sandy, y'all are doing great. So that's how this calls.
Sounds good to me.
See you later.
All right. Well, Larry, you chose this. This was your idea for this. You chose the sound, so you get the dance floor first tonight.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Okay. Oh, and he's even pulling out the Carlton tube too. Okay. So I'm hearing whiny note in and out, almost like a whistle. Really, really remember where you really want to emphasize those three parts. Let me do something here real quick. Okay. Jim and Sandy, I muted you guys right now. So we were getting a little bit of feedback. So, all right. So yeah, I kind of heard that whistle. So the biggest thing is just remember, those three parts. Ooh. Ooh. So, and when I'm sucking in, my tongue is completely off the reed. And it sounds like when you were sucking in, you had a little bit of pressure up on the reed that kind of gave a whistle on the back end. So what I do with my tongue is I flex my tongue up into it to get the note, and then I slam my tongue all the way to the bottom of the mouth to do the oh. So tongue up. Oh, there you go. Yep. Yep. And then your last part is suck back in. Exactly.
Okay.
Now just do that right there through the tube. Just do one pause and then one pause. So it'll sound like this. Yeah. So, and you can emphasize that even more. So act like you're getting punched in the gut. Yep. And then you want that suck back in between them. Yep. Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Huge improvement. And so that's what you want to do and this is kind of what I was talking about last time, is so many people want to run right into rhythm and but the only problem is you really haven't established the foundation yet. You don't have those three parts. And so it ends up one of the parts fall off, especially if we've been trying to chuckle on our own for a while and we've kind of developed not necessarily some bad habits,
Yeah, bad habits.
don't have those don't have those right techniques yet. And so what happens is when we try to rush the process, our mind and our body automatically flows back into, well, this is what you've been doing for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, so this is what I'm going to do. And you just kind of resort back into that, and then you kind of forget about those three parts. So best way to think about a chuckle is, first we need to learn how to crawl before we can walk, and then eventually we can run. So the crawling is kind of where we're at right now, where we're learning those three parts, and we're learning how to piece them together every time. No, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh. So in you already know how to get a note on the reed, and so it's kind of one of those things where you can just teach yourself. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-huh. So and this is one of those things that you basically you do that where it's and you do that, just that one single, I mean 50, 75, 100 times, and then it becomes programmed, and then you can step it up to then you do the double, and again it's multiple repetitions. Then you can step it up to 3 in a row, then 4 in a row, and you just slowly grow. And then once you can string 4, 5, 6 together where you have all those components, then you can really start playing with the emotion. You can get more aggressive on the note to add frustration and anger. You can do them short and choppy and fast for excitement. So, but we got to make sure that we got that core foundation of the building before we try to start going upward. So
That makes incredible sense.
So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
and you've told us this before, but now you've demonstrated again, and it's starting to sink in. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's just kind of like I'm talking to my kids, where I got to say things 6, 7, 8, 9 times before they finally listen and realize. So it's okay. I'm used to it.
Of course.
So, okay, let's go again.
Mhm.
So, note. Oh. So in your mind, really think like you're doing it in slow motion. Really emphasize it in slow motion. Yeah. So and then you can. So, and remember too, that tongue's only up on the reed to make the note, and then that tongue's dropping completely out of the way. You don't want any contact. And this is one of those things that you guys may struggle with at first, with keeping that reed up on the roof of your mouth without your tongue holding it up in there. And that's where really getting the right size diaphragm for the roof of your mouth really makes a huge difference. So,
is it supposed to stay up there, you mean?
Yeah. Mine does.
Mm.
Good.
It's staying up there.
Good. What do you think, guys? Good little progress there. All right.
Very little.
So, show of hands. Who's next? Or should I just follow the rotation of the four square? Okay. So we're going to follow the rotation of the four square. And next up on the Price is Right is Mr. Jim. Oh,
Hey,
and we'll see if we can do this without you gagging, hacking, spitting up along.
I'm usually good for one or two.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we do with a tube or just
Whatever you want. So,
I'll try it with a tube.
okay. Good. Good. I heard all the parts there. So,
And
All
I can even do the quicker ones, like the excitement thing.
okay. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time with the faster chuckle because of that reed that you have, because that is a severely heavy latex.
I know. I got the gray one up there. I love the gray one, but I told you about that one. It doesn't fit my mouth right, and I just haven't got another one yet.
And that's what's funny, because the gray and the purple are exactly the same size.
Exactly the
And-
same. Something is wrong with that reed. It doesn't stay up there for balls or nothing. It just
Actually, wait, let me back up. So, a couple of the reeds that I picked up in September this year were bad batches. So, and they
Really?
did not, yeah, they just weren't the normal. So, but
I know.
and that V that V that I gave to Sandy, it just what?
It just falls out of my mouth. It doesn't stay up there. It doesn't do anything. It's all over the place is the problem.
Huh?
This gray, I don't know what the deal is with it.
Yeah, because
Can't do it.
usually those are the exact same size.
I can try it and do the. Yeah, it's all over the place. It falls right in my mouth. Doesn't stay there like the. I actually have another one new, but I don't know where it's at right now.
Okay. So that V3 that Sandy has that we've been field testing, or that picked up, are exactly the same size as the amp. And in fact, that yellow is like the gray.
No, okay.
This white and blue that I've been testing is like the white, and then this white and white. So what they have on the website is, so the .003 on the Native by Carlton is like the gray, and the .004 is like the white. So, but this one here is like the purple. So it definitely takes a lot more tongue pressure, a lot more air pressure on that
Yeah,
thing.
the purple one, you take a lot of pressure, a lot of diaphragm blow.
Yeah.
This is the single one, but it's still.
It's a heavier latex. It's a 5/1000 latex. So 5/1000 latex with a medium to heavy stretch. So yeah, it takes a lot more tongue pressure, a lot more air pressure.
Well, what's the white amp?
So the white amp is a 4000.
Oh, I've got one of those too.
Yeah.
But it's like right there with. But the gray one used to be my go-to, but man, I couldn't blow that for nothing. Just falls all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't use it to practice anymore.
If you picked them up this fall, you got
I guess I should
got a bad batch. So I did the same thing. So no, nice job. I heard all the parts.
pick them up. I don't know, I guess I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good.
Just keep doing the steps. I told you I was going to tell Larry that he was bad and the rest of y'all were going to be good. We already established that early on.
Do I get a gold star?
So, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Can you see my screen?
I see you.
Up in the left-hand corner.
Up in the left-hand corner, left-hand corner, left-hand corner.
There's some reactions. There's some hands.
Oh, I don't see anything.
Really?
No, but I appreciate the thought.
Is Larry the only one that can see that?
I can see him.
Oh. Oh.
It's the thought that counts, Michael.
Yeah. I mean, I gave you a party hat. Here, I'll just do this one. I'll cry since
Oh,
you
really?
can't see him. So. All right. I'm going to throw you back on mute. And then we're going to go up to the top. And Mr. Sandy, dance floor is yours.
Well, I got 2 left feet, so we'll see how this goes.
That's all right. I have 2 left feet and really tight shoes, so we're on the same boat.
All right. Well, I'm going to use this and then put my hand over the end to try and mute a little bit. We'll see how it goes, but that way I can hear the huff a little bit more.
Yep.
So.
Okay. So Larry, did you hear that? Okay.
I'm having a hard time getting the
Yep.
it after the note.
That's exactly what I was going to point at. That's kind of how you started, Larry, until we got that. Oh. So and that's where, again, it's breaking those down into the individual notes. So, it's best way to practice. Oh, oh, oh. And you break those, have a little pause in between each one. So that way, you're training your mind. Here's the 3 parts. And again, this is something that numerous repetitions, and it's boring, but it's one of those things, breaking them down into the individual parts like that. Then when you have all those individual parts, then you can start combining to where you combine 1 and 2, pause, 3. Oh. 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 So,
Okay, Michael,
yes.
that's a wonderful demonstration. I don't know of anybody on YouTube, on the internet, that breaks it down to that detail to teach a chuckle, and it makes just incredible sense. It's the building blocks, it's a foundation that one needs to create a good chuckle.
Actually, there is one person out there that has a couple of videos that breaks it down like that.
Really? One more person?
No, me. So,
Oh, you, one more person.
and it actually is on the Patreon page.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it scrolls down, and yeah, actually the new video, and that's just always how I've taught chuckling. It's just I think it's one of those things because I mean, chuckling is one of those things that you're trying to ride a unicycle, chew gum, rub your belly, and pat your head all at the same time. And so if you've never done it, it really overloads the mind of I really don't know what you're wanting me to do here, so we're just going to kind of wing it and try to figure it out. And so by breaking it down with those dramatic pauses, it's teaching the mind and it's teaching the muscle memory. Okay, these are 3 individual things. We can do an individual thing really easy. And then by that repetition again and again and again and again and again, the mind's like, okay, we get it. You can do these 3 individual things. And then when you start combining, 1 and 2 and have the pause into number 3, the third part, then the mind's like, oh, okay, this is not a big deal. We're just combining 2 individual things together that we already know how to do. And then when you become proficient at that, then when you add in the third thing, and that's what really helps the mind. Okay, we can do this. We're just adding in small ingredients here and there to help us really, get going with this. But that's where most people go from that and jump right into trying doing the rhythms. So, and that's where the single numerous times, then the double numerous times, then the third. So Sandy, try to do the 3 parts with the little pause in between.
Okay. Cool. So,
Oh, 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 oh.
Let's combine 1 and 2, have a little pause, and then 3. So you'll get it. Ooh. 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 Hey, all we're trying to do right now is be a 13-year-old overdramatic middle schooler. That's all we're trying to do. So really be, and it seems a little crazy, when I'm sitting there going, hey, in your mind, if you think about doing this in slow motion and really over dramatic, and that's something that I learned up on stage in competition. Because when you get up on stage and you have all this adrenaline and emotion going, and in your mind you think you're going normal speed, yeah, 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 but in reality you're up there, yeah, 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 yeah. You are Speedy Gonzalez fast forward, and so in your mind, when you're okay, I'm going to go real slow motion here and really overemphasize this, it actually comes out at normal speed. And that's one of those things that, especially when we're learning how to chuckle, and you'll see a lot of people that will do this, that they're like, yeah, I know how to chuckle really well. And it's just this whiny, whistle. And it's like, and he's like, wait, I can do better. I'm just really excited right now. And oh man, the energy and amped up. And it's like, just relax. And if you get them to really relax and just go, hey, do it in slow motion. And then they're, oh. So, because our mind tries to speed it up. So like we're hitting 2x fast forward. So just really be that over dramatic, draw it out, especially while you're learning those parts. So, but right there where you broke the individual pieces out, I could hear all 3 pieces. And that's part of that muscle memory of training and getting that into that mental recognition and that muscle recognition to keep all those parts in.
Sounds good.
Make sense?
yeah.
Where are we at? Oh, 7:25. This might be only a 30-minute episode tonight.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I know. So, okay. What other questions do you guys have about? What other questions do you guys have about Chuckles? I know Jim's anxious. He's giving me sign language like, unmute me, dang it.
There. I'll tell you what, how I learned you guys to chuckle
Yeah.
was I followed Michael's whole thing. It probably took me 6 to 8 months of doing it every day. Like that's maybe a little faster. And all of a sudden it just clicked one day. And I was like, I actually stood back and went, what the hell was that?
And that's how, and that's what I tell a lot of people that are brand new to elk calling that have never used a reed before. I mean, they're spitty, they're sloppy, and I said, what's going to happen is you're going to be sitting here, you're going to be spitting all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you're going to make this perfect sound, and you're going to be like, 1, what the heck was that, and 2, how the heck do I do it again? So, but then it's like a light bulb. Then it just clicks, and it becomes like that more often and more often and more often, and then it just becomes automatic. So
Yeah, you just got to do that noise out in for a long time. It just gets like you said, ridiculously boring. But it all of a sudden it just clicks and you just do it, It just becomes, you just do it. You can't, actually, it's hard to do it wrong after you figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it really is. If I try to do a whiny chuckle or like that now, I can't because have done it for so long, and yeah, that's that's one of those things that I just you don't even need a tube to do it. You can do it while you're driving in your vehicle. I mean, there's a lot of times that you can really do this stuff where you're not driving people in your house or your hotel crazy. So, but yeah, there's a lot of those, and yeah, Jim's exactly right. It is extremely boring to learn how to do this, the right way, and it takes a lot of patience. And that's why a lot of people struggle with chuckles because they don't it's not glamorous learning how to do it. And so they don't want to put in that time. They're like, I'm bored with this.
So they start practicing the first day of season when they're in the woods.
Uh-huh.
That's terrible. It's not a plan.
Well, and the other thing is too, a lot of people are like, nah, I don't need to learn how to chuckle, or my chuckles are good enough. And it's like, okay, if good enough is, how you want to take your approach, but really being proficient on all the sounds, it really does make a difference when you're out there hunting. The ability to add realism. And so, and in fact, here's a little test that I do with a lot of students. I want you guys to grab your tube and I want you to hold your hand at the end. And I just want you to do that. Oh, do you guys feel that air movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's what's crazy.
I
That
can feel the sucking movement too.
that air movement is actually what gives realism into chuckles. Because if you've ever had a bull close to you chuckling, you can feel it. I mean, you can feel that. Oh, oh, and that's why learning to do this the right way. Then if you get in close with a bull and you're chuckling, he's chuckling, you're chuckling back. That air movement, that thump, that realism, it can really mean the difference of no, you're not a real bull, or man, I'm really not sure. So I'm going to take a few more steps in just to check it out. And that could be the difference between getting a shot and not getting a shot. So,
Well, like you said before, do you want to sound like someone in the woods doing that? Do you want to sound like an elk?
no. Yep. So,
Point.
Larry, Sandy, you guys got any questions on chuckles?
Not on chuckles. I got another one to run by you though.
Okay.
So last year I was out during season and prior, but primarily during season, I ran across a couple of just massive rubs.
Okay.
And I met up with another guy and was out there that particular day, just ran into another hunter, like, yeah, you want to hunt together? Why not? Right. And these were probably 6 or 8 inch diameter trees, but 30, 40 foot tall. They're big trees.
Mm-hmm.
And they were completely bare from maybe 6.5 feet down to about a foot high off the ground. And that guy told me, well, that's not an elk, that's a bear. Chewed that off in the spring. Any way to have you ever heard anything like that? Because I'm going, that looked like a rub to me, but
if it looked fresh, I mean, yeah, I would say rub. I haven't seen where bears eat the bark off of a tree in the spring. I mean, bears generally are going to go more for the plush green shoots that start growing because, it's softer on their bellies. So, and more times than not, you're actually going to see claw marks from the bear
Right.
on that tree. So you're not going to see it where just the bark is shaved off and there's not any claw marks in that tree.
okay. So
So,
watch for the claw marks and see if it's fresh and
and honestly, if you've got timber on the ground, a bear is
Yeah.
going to rip up a log on the ground to get to the grubs and the bugs versus a tree that's standing.
yeah. Well, there was bear sign everywhere out there this year, but I mean, I really questioned that, but the guy had been hunting for years. I'm like, well, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, but
Well, and it could be he's been hunting for years and may not fully know what he's doing. And it could be that somebody once that he ran into on the hillside, and he's like, "Oh man, I saw that great big rub right up there," and that guy to protect his spot was like, "There's not any elk in the area. That was a bear that actually did this on the tree." And so then the guy's like, "Oh crap! Well, if there's bears in this area and no elk, I'm not coming back here and hunting." So.
right.
It's kind of like I've said before. If you ever run into me on the mountainside, take
Don't trust a word you say.
take what I'm telling you with a grain of salt. Oh yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I run into people and they puke what they saw, and they're like, "How about you guys?" And I'm like, "We haven't seen an elk or heard an elk in 4 days." And we just walked out of a canyon where we were on 7 bulls, and my hunting partners have known at this point to show absolutely no reaction. So at first, they were like, "What the heck?" And we got in the truck, and they're like, "Dude, we just got done working 7 bulls, and you're telling them that we didn't see anything?" And I'm like, "Do you want them to go where we are?" So,
Hey, I got a story about that. We went up, we were elk hunting, we camped, and this guy drove up in a Blazer, and he says, "You guys see any elk around here?" And we're like, "No, I think they're down the road further." So we wouldn't hunt the mountain right behind us. And he's like, "Oh, well, you guys camped here?" We're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Whose trailer is that?" The one next, there's another trailer next to us. That's our friend Harley Taylor from Globe. He goes, "I know him. Are you Jim and Kathy? Harley sent me up here looking for you guys."
oh
And
no way.
yeah, he is one of our best friends now. And we go elk hunting with him every time. But just, I was sending him down the road
You
to
guys are gonna send him packing down the road.
see, camping with us. Funny story though, it wasn't Harley's trailer. It looked like it. We camped next to it was someone else's trailer. We had to move when we found out it wasn't Harley's trailer. That was the camp. That was the year of the wrong camps.
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens, especially if you're showing up at night. So,
Yeah, when you're standing at the fence and you watch Harley drive by in a motorhome, you're like, "Oh my God."
yeah.
Sitting, oh no, that, I bet you thought that was my trailer, huh? No, oh God.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's yeah, we've done that, set up camp in the middle of the night and then just all of a sudden, get up the next day and there's about 3 or 4 other tents around you and a trailer and it's like, man, we never saw them pulling in, so but
Yeah, we thought that was the right camp. Yeah.
all right, guys. So good progress. Just keep down that boring, monotonous road. So just keep at it. Definitely good practice. So I will have this up tomorrow night with the replay, so you can come back in, and you can watch kind of how you started, and then with those little tweaks, kind of the difference, so you can hear the difference and see yourself doing the difference. And a lot of times, seeing what you're doing really helps a ton too.
Great. Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
guys. So we'll call it for tonight. As always, keep calling, keep practicing. Oh, go ahead, Larry.
One other thing, you still remember you're going to put together a soundtrack of
Yep.
the elk sounds for us.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
So
good deal.
it's just been hectic and crazy. So,
Thank you, buddy.
all right,
Appreciate it.
guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
You can